Over the years we have seen quite a few Finnair models from Herpa Wings, and some of them even Herpa Club models. Whether this one can live up to the high standards, we will find out. With that, hello and welcome to a new episode of Review, where we today will take a closer look at an Airbus A350-900 from Finnair. At the front of the box we have the cutout so we can get a glimpse of the aircraft model inside, and on top of the box we have the Finnair branding. Then on the back side of the box we have a really lovely image of the aircraft itself. We are provided with a web link by Herpa for more information. We can see it is a limited edition and a Herpa Wings Club model. Before we get into the review, it is worth mentioning that this aircraft model comes with a stand. And here she is, the Airbus A350-900 in the OneWorld livery of Finnair. As I mentioned, this is a Herpa Wings Club model. That means we can expect loads of additional details. So with no further ado, let's take a closer look. And we start off with the tail section of the aircraft, where we have the iconic Finnair branding on the vertical stabilizer. On the fuselage we then find the Finnish flag, the full registration code of the aircraft, the flag of the European Union, and the aircraft type specification. And we do also at the back of the aircraft have a little bit of detailing around the APU exhaust, and we also have the set dome, which of course is always a very nice detail to have on any aircraft model from Herpa Wings. At the front of the aircraft across the fuselage we then have the writing of member of OneWorld and Finnair, and we do of course also have the OneWorld logo. At the very front around the cockpit we have loads of small details printed on. We also find the window wipers and the last two letters of the registration code above the cockpit windows. Also above the cockpit windows we then also find the emergency hatch for the cockpit printed on. The engine nacelles have been kept in all white, just as most of the fuselage, but they do have some very nice markings on them warning workers about jet blast. And of course also the detailing on the nacelles is quite nice. Here we can see them from the backside, and if we look into the front of the engines we can also very nicely see the engine fan blades. Then we should also take the time to take a quick look at the wings, because they're quite nicely detailed. Here on the top side we can see all the different flaps, slats and spoilers carved out very nicely. We do also have the markings as to where to walk on the wing. Unfortunately we don't have any writing about that. We could have hoped for that on a Herpa Wings Club model. Also the underside of the wings look pretty decent, where we have the full registration code of the aircraft once more. And of course the wings also have some very lovely winglets, very nicely curved. They also carry the Finnair branding. Then we should also take a quick look at the landing gear here, the main landing gear underneath the wings. From the front it looks quite alright, from the side however not so much. The distance between the wheel sets is simply too great. Of course Herpa has now updated that detail, but they haven't done it yet on this model. The front landing gear looks very nice however, and also has some really nice markings printed on. And then last but not least we also have the doors to the cargo compartments printed on here in the back side of the aircraft and here at the front of the aircraft. So there we have it, the Airbus A350-900 in the OneWorld livery of Finnair. And what can we say about this aircraft model? Well, I think it is a rather nice one. The physical details are great, except for the main landing gear, but I believe it is a 2017 release, and of course by that time they still hadn't updated the main landing gear, as they have just recently done so. The print quality on this aircraft model is simply excellent and without any fault. We have so many really small and nice details printed on all over the aircraft, which just makes this A350 look so much more alive and so much nicer than any standard A350 from Herpa Wings. So I would absolutely say this is definitely an aircraft worth having in one's collection. And with that we have reached the end of today's episode. If you have enjoyed this video then feel free to leave a like, that would be very much appreciated. If you're new around here, why not hit subscribe, that would be absolutely awesome. And with that I'd like to say thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you soon again. I'm checking out. And bye.